Happy birthday, Leo. This is your relationship reading for August 2017. I know that some of you Leos had birthdays last week in July. And so August, for those of you celebrating birthdays in August, just know that this is going to be your new year, your new solar year, your personal new year. That's one way to think about it. So let's see what's been going on with you and will be going on with you. Your first card is Six of Pentacles. I have the Chariot. I have Temperance. So some strong major arcana cards coming out here. I have a Queen of Swords. I have the World. This is a Knight of Wands reversed. I have a Ten of Wands. A Seven of Wands. Okay, interesting how these wands are popping up. And then I have a Knight of Cups. So, this is interesting, and I'll pull the outcome card after the main reading. First impressions here. First impressions. Things are going great here, but I get a sense that sometimes you Leos, because you have that lion energy, along with the fire energy. You are the lion. You take control of things. You're the center of things. In whatever relationship you have, you're the one who gives that relationship the spark and the energy and the drive and the passion. And so I think it's interesting that my first impressions are that you might feel limited. It feels like some of you in your partnerships, some of you might have a partner who's sort of passive, who has that Pentacles energy that's very slow. There's a Six of Pentacles, which usually means a gift, receiving a gift, or asking for a gift and getting it, or a loan or something in financial terms. And I think that sometimes it's very difficult for you to pull back and pull back for the sake of the relationship. Because definitely you have some very strong Wands energy. This fire starts coming out near the future here. This Knight of Wands is reversed for you. And when a Knight of Wands is reversed, remember, Knights take action. Knights represent change. Knights go into battle. They go into war with the intent of fighting an obstacle and winning. Okay, so when this Knight of Wands is reversed, sometimes we have just wanting to move forward too fast, and we need to slow down. Sometimes because fire is such a quick, intense energy, and you have the energy of the knight who wants to go into battle and tackle changes and obstacles and just conquer all, I get a feeling that for you, Leo, the message is pull back. Don't be so hasty in this relationship. Especially with the World here in the center. The World is the card of a new chapter in your life, a change. You've come to the end of a journey here, and it just means a new lesson to learn. Okay. And so now that you've gone through this transition as far as your love life here, because I see a lot of good things here. I see Pentacles, which is this Six of Pentacles, which is about giving and a gift. Maybe some of you have come into a new relationship and it's going well. There's give and take. But also I see the Chariot, which is about moving forward, manifestation of your dreams and success, and the harnessing and pulling two forces together to work together. And then we have that emotional balance with Temperance. Okay, the emotional peace and joy and that inner security. So if I was looking at just the past influences, the first three cards here, I would say, wow, this sounds like a wonderful relationship some of you are in, that there's give and take, the relationship is moving forward, everything seems to be chill. And then we have a Queen of Swords here, which is the energy of wisdom and guidance and making decisions. The queens are always passive, so this is not necessarily active. This isn't about action. This is about how we think and feel about our decisions and our wisdom and our judgment. And so that's why I think we have this Queen of Swords on one side with the World, and then we have this fiery Knight of Wands that's reversed, that's speeding things along, maybe in the wrong direction. Okay, and so there needs to be a balance here, and I think that's why the Queen of Swords is on the other side of the World, where we want to move forward to a new chapter and learn our lessons. And then the Knight of Wands is reversed, very impatient, and wants to get to the destination faster than probably the other partner. So some insight that I'm getting here is that some of you are in relationships where maybe the other partner, their pace in the relationship is so very slow and it's driving you crazy. And then the other aspect of this is that the Knight of Wands reverse represents some of you being constrained, that someone might be controlling you in the relationship, and you want to break free. It's just ruining your vibe. It's just stifling you. And that can happen very easily with Leos. Keep in mind, the Knight of Wands is usually associated with Sagittarius. So when we get to that Ten of Wands here, we have that struggle. We have that feeling overwhelmed. Someone is not on the same page as you, and it's very, very frustrating. And that's when we get the Seven of Wands, where I think some of you Leos might actually be defensive here. And you need to be very careful with that, because maybe some of you are more defensive than you need to be. And it can also be just defending your territory, standing up for yourself. And that's perfectly reasonable. So the big impression I'm getting is that there seems to be, at the very least, a clash in the relationship where you two are not on the same page. And in the future, this is going to lead to you sort of just trying to push back against the other person, the other partner. Now, you now have this Knight of Cups here. And remember what I said about knights. The Knight of Cups with the water seems to be countering under this Knight of Wands reverse. Like, okay, let's get back to the emotional connection we had. Let's not take things out of proportion. There's no need to see me as your enemy here. That's one way of looking at it for you Leos. Keep in mind, water sort of tempers fire. It can be seen, obviously water is opposite to fire as far as energies. Water can put out fire, but I tend to see this as a little bit more emotional understanding here that's coming up in the future. And Leo, sometimes you can be so passionate and driven in the relationship that sometimes there does need to be a cool down here. And I think a cool down that some of the issues that you're dealing with the other partner, even if it was a breakup for some of you, I feel like this Knight of Cups is going to emotionally pull you back a little bit, give you a little bit more perspective. Okay. So I kind of feel like some of you in the relationship, you might feel that you're struggling. This other person is not, you know, is just sort of smothering you. That's very possible. And so the future for you looks like you're going to be defensive, and then, you know, whether you work it out with this other person, I think some of you are going to have a sit down with your partner, and the partner is like, okay, it's all good. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm not trying to make you into someone else, or I'm not lying to you. So I get a sense of a lot of defensiveness, which is why these three wands all showed up, one right after the other. And so this Knight of Cups comes along and just sort of cools things down a little bit. So let's shuffle for the outcome card. Okay. I think that's fine. All right. The outcome card I have is a King of Pentacles. And that is interesting because a King of Pentacles are about prosperity, peace, joy, happiness in life, happy home. The King is the provider. Okay. And I get a sense from the Six of Pentacles here. The Six of Pentacles is about give and take, receiving gifts, receiving a gift of time, and receiving, you know, just basically being taken care of. It's prosperity. And I get the feeling that some of you who the Pentacles happen to be the slowest energy in the tarot. Wands are the fastest, because fire is very fast. It can change things very quickly. I get the feeling that some of you are attached to someone with a very slow energy that doesn't quite, you know, it's not necessarily complementary to your nature, Leo. And so this outcome card tells me that, one, this relationship will find more stability. Okay, there will be some security here. Also, some of you, your partners, they want to take care of you. Some of you have relationships where the other person does want to be in the relationship. It's just that their way of interacting in the relationship, as I said, is probably a lot slower than you, less passionate. But I think this King of Pentacles simply represents, I think it just represents more stability in your relationship, and a working out of how your relationship is in real life, the living together, the communication, and just the normal everyday aspects of making a relationship work. And I think probably why the world is showing up and why these wands are showing up is that maybe this relationship cramped your style in the beginning. Okay, it started to cramp your style. Also, I know that some of you Leos are probably dealing with lying or cheating or someone not being straight with you. And so I definitely feel like this King of Pentacles in your outcome is signaling that either way, whatever's going on with this other person, that there's going to be a stability here, that there's not going to be time for, you know, in your life, this will all be worked out to where you will see the relationship for what it is. The relationship will get more stable. Because I do feel like the Six of Pentacles, as far as the reading, was just signaling that some of you might have started relationships that were starting off really good, but then as the relationship progressed, you found a lot of issues having the relationship with the other person, different communication styles, things like that. So yeah, the lesson here is about pulling back, but also not Leo's not just being short-tempered. I think patience is the key here. Okay. So having said that, I wish you guys a happy birthday. For those of you who are celebrating end of July and throughout the month, I hope that you have a wonderful birthday month. And I will definitely see you in September. So take care and enjoy your summer.